You can see here the Death Star orbiting the forest moon of Endor. The forest moon. Farthest moon. Someone get me a new teleprompter. This thing broke. Yeah! Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Zareth Prevails. We're going to talk about the Executor Mirror Match, guys. Even if you don't get to go first, you can still win. Every time. Every time. I'm going to show you guys how to do it. And, I've shown you other videos on how to do the mirror match. If you have a better fleet, if you're stronger in other ways, we're going to show you guys how to do it if you're weaker. And you still get really high banners. So, let's do that, guys. Let's do it to it. No waiting around for this one, guys. Just, thumbs up if you find this helpful, please, or comment, whatever. Alright, so let's attack this Talapion guy. He's got Relic 9 on Piet. And I guess we can look at these other ships real quick. So 7 on Cad Bane, that's what I have. 7, so far they've matched me. 8, I have 8 on Bando. And then Houndstooth, mine is 9 on bot, but 7's pretty good. So, I mean, it's good enough for what we need to do. So we'll see if they get to go first, then great. So your starting lineup is just going to be these 3, the standard Houndstooth, Xanadu Blood, and Razor Crest, and then, you probably don't need IG 2000, if I'm being honest. Like, really, Slave 1 is great sometimes, and you really do need the Ebon Hawk. And in fact, what I'm going to do after this, I'm going to show you guys one match with my alt as well. So I'm doing this all live, so it's going to potentially ruin my whole video if we get this wrong, if we don't do it the right way. Okay, so we get to go first, and that's something you guys need to see as well. So we're going to start out. Remember, we're just trying to chill here. Just chill out, guys. Chill the F out. So we're going to put the buff on to Razor Crest because we don't want to get debuffed too crazy much. Now, because we did that, they got their AoE first. We always want them to get their AoE first, so then we get our Houndstooth to go next. He's going to taunt next, targeting their Houndstooth, because we don't want to give their Houndstooth turn meter. Every time it hits someone else, your Houndstooth or their Houndstooth gets turn meter. So, we're going to hit Houndstooth, they don't get turn meter there. Alright, Razor Crest went. That's an important aspect of this. We're still just going to bide our sweet time, though. Just going to hit their guy here. And now, we'll call Xanadu Blood and Razor Crest to assist because of the order of operations there. We get Breach, and then we get Mark with the basic on Razor Crest. Now, you may be tempted to do the AoE, and sometimes some people like to do that. I'm not a huge fan of that, because we really, the biggest thing, guys, is we want to get our contract. At the end of the day, we really want to get our contract, and that means getting our chaff here, which means they can't get target lock on us, which means we get our contract first. So we're just going to double tap here. And then we can call someone to assist. Sometimes I'll call Houndstooth if Houndstooth has buff immunity on him. That doesn't happen too often, but if that does happen, I'll call Houndstooth just to get that buff immunity on. Now, Slave 1 is in, which is usually the first reinforcement, and a lot of times they can do a lot of damage with their target lock. So, finish off the Razor Crest. You can hit here. You gotta be cautious here. You don't want Houndstooth to stop taunting. Alright, they did the cleanse, that's fine. You do the big hit, not for the debuff, but just to get chaff out a second time. Now, you don't want to target Slave 1 here. This is really important, because Slave 1 has chaff on him. That means you can't get ability block. You want to get ability block I don't care about. Target lock is the thing we want. We want to get as much target lock as possible. So see, we got our first contract thing here. We're just to keep hitting Houndstooth. Right now, we only care about the debuffs, guys. That's the only thing we care about. So now we got our contract. I keep calling it that. The locked debuffs, whatever you want to call it. So we have Breach on us. We could go either double basic, which gives people 15% turn meter for each attack, just random characters. Or we could try the Dispel. I kind of like the Dispel just because, I don't know, for fun. It doesn't really matter, honestly. Just you know, giving turn meter is fine, or not. Okay, now... yeah, we could choose who we want. Let's just get the mark on him because Houndstooth is going to taunt again. Alright, so our Executor is going to be a little bit till he... I think we'll be able to get the destruction here pretty dang soon. And, ooh, looks like we might just crash. Let's see. That's going to be interesting. At this point, though, guys, you know how this goes. So let's go to the next fight. We're going to restart. Alright, guys, we're back. We're going to try this Telepiana guy again. Really, we weren't going to try to... I didn't want to win that because this guy has a good fleet. So, I want an instance of them going first. It's a tie, so that we may go first again, they may go first. Let's just find out, folks. Hopefully they go first. Let's go. No? Okay, so let's just run through the basics again real quick here, guys. Alright, so they get the AoE. Great. Target Houndstooth. They go. Again, we're just going to target Houndstooth. Target the Razor Crest. If the Razor Crest hasn't gone yet, you need to... That constitutes a failure on checking their mods, folks. If they haven't gone yet, that can be a big issue, in fact. So... okay, there's a coin flip here where we could either get reinforcements or they could get reinforcements. We've won the coin flip a couple times here now. If Slave 1 does come in... well, I guess the Slave 1... I don't remember what happened last time. I'm so short-sighted, folks. Okay. If Slave 1 does come in, it's not the end of the world because he just does his AoE right off the bat. And the AoE doesn't really hurt us that much. But having chaff on everyone to start with is probably the best possible outcome. Now we could dispel all this stuff on Houndstooth if we wanted by calling him to assist, but it doesn't really matter that much. Alright, so you guys get the gist. Alright, on here you can gamble a little bit if you want. Can your AoE kill their Razor Crest? Usually. You get the sense of it once you've practiced it a few times, but... really, I mean, we're just going for as many debuffs as we can there. Now we got the locked debuffs, and it's the beginning of the end for them. Alright, do the chaff again. Doesn't matter on who. Doesn't really matter how much damage we do, as long as we have an approximately similar gear level. As long as they don't kill us and focus down Razor Crest too much, we're going to be good. Eventually we can destroy their Executor, and we can move right along. Okay, we're close to here. I'm actually going to just restart it now, folks, because I want to make sure that this video is short enough. You guys can keep watching. Alright, so we're going to do this. Hopefully they get to go first this time. If not, I guess we can artificially make it happen. Oh, they're already engaged in battle. What? Madness. Is it because we were just fighting them? Oh. Madness. Hold on, guys. Alright, folks. So, don't know what's going on with that. Apparently my opponent has started to attack, and hopefully that isn't going to mess with their climb that we were attacking them. So, I've changed to my alt account with a significantly weaker Executor, only relic 8 on Piet, etc. We're going to face this Reverat guy with a relic 9 on Piet, 8 on Bando, 7 on Cad, and 9 on their Bosk. You can see we've only got level 8 on Piet, and then it's just 5 on each of these guys. So, 8 on Boba, I don't think he has 6E. We have a pretty weak Ebon's Hawk, and then I think relic 5 on IG. So, here, I'll show you. I just want to prove it, guys. Relic 9 on Executor. So, this should go first. Should go first. See how this goes. Now, I'm significantly weaker in terms of relic levels, but it still works. Still works. Ish. It does. Alright, so they go first. Doesn't matter who they shoot, as long as our Razor Crest can survive. Now, we don't want their Houndstooth to go yet. We don't want them to taunt yet. Okay, so we're gonna just heal up on our Razor Crest here. Alright, they targeted Houndstooth, which is just fine. Alright, once again, we're just going to target their Houndstooth. We don't want the taunt on Houndstooth until our Xanadu Blood gets to go. Now, if you have your turn order configured so that your Xanadu Blood goes first, I don't know what to tell you. I haven't practiced this counter, so we're going to target the Razor Crest here. Get the thing on the stuff. Alright, Slave 1 is here. So they won the coin flip on that. Get that Ebon Hawk in here as quick as we can to get chaff. You'll notice that the target lock that was on us is gone. That doesn't mean it still counts toward their total number that they need, but it's not doing anything too crazy. Okay, so we got Razor Crest, couple hits. It's good. Now remember, if they heal Razor Crest here, if we don't manage to kill Razor Crest, which we did, even if they healed, it wouldn't be the end of the world. Alright, let's get Chaff out once again. Because that from Slave 1 could have been devastating. Okay, we may as well hit the person with the buff immunity. Alright, it's back here. So, remember, we're just trying for debuffs. It's the only thing that really matters here, guys, is lots and lots of debuffs. There we go. Doesn't really matter. I guess we hit their Houndstooth. We probably should have hit Slave 1. That would have been more optimized, but yeah, I think we can just take him out. Otherwise, I would mark him if I thought that we couldn't take him out in one assist call. Alright, just keep going. Try to get those debuffs. Alright, destroy Executor. And then, I mean, the only reason I'm going to stay on here, guys, with you is to show you eventually. Okay, so pick the guy without chaff, because we want, well, it doesn't really matter that much, but what we want to do, though, we want to mess around for just long enough, guys. So we've destroyed their Executor. We can kind of play around. This is if we're playing in GAC, for instance. We want to hang out for just long enough. We don't want them to do substantial damage, but we do want to be able to regain some of our banners. So Executor is going to go here soon, and we can choose the person who's hurt the most, like Xanadu Blood, to heal, and then we can finish this thing off. Let's go one more time into the same group, just so you guys can see it. All right, if I can find him. There we go. Mr. Rat here. So as you can see, you usually don't even need any reinforcements other than Ebon Hawk, though Slave 1 is nice. Slave 1 can be really nice sometimes. Okay, so they went first. Remember, we don't want their Houndstooth to taunt, so we're hitting the person that won't let them taunt. Alright, we'll heal Razor Crest here. So now they're targeting Razor Crest this time. That's good for us. First time at least. Okay, remember, don't want Houndstooth to taunt. There we go. So now we can target their Razor Crest. Alright, there's Slave 1. Just does his AoE to start. Get Ebon's Hawk in here. Dispel the nonsense. Double tap. Remember, really low level stuff here for me. The Ebon Hawk is low level, I should say. Okay. Just keep going. See, now they healed Razor Crest. It feels like we've made no progress, and it's certainly true that it feels that way, but we can target Houndstooth. There's no chaff on him or anything, so we can still get debuffs. That's the thing that matters, guys. We just want debuffs. That's it. So let's just target this guy for fun. Okay, they got their contract, which isn't great, but we got our big one here. Let's get Chaff out once again. Just keep going. As long as we destroy their Executor first, we win. Feels a little dicey though, doesn't it? Alright. Let's get our slave one in here. And let's target this guy. Do the AoE. There we go. Cut down their slave. And, I mean, we could go any way we want with this. Just dispel some of the nonsense. We still have breach, so it wasn't going to do anything anyways. Taunt is here. So we'll call slave just to get more target locks. If he wants sheer damage or something, like Razor Crest is generally going to be better for that. But, I mean, sometimes you can just win this without even using Executors. A big explosion. Really, it's just following those starting moves that I just showed you guys. See, there we go. And that is that, my friends. Let me know if you have questions. Hopefully this wasn't too confusing. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Xerath prevails.